So Joan and I are getting ready to go into the USS Laffey. This is a destroyer. It's one of the smaller of this class, and this looks like this is going to be an interesting tour. I think this destroyer holds something like about 300 personnel, and it was decommissioned in, I think, 1973. But we'll take a quick tour of it. The interesting thing about the Laffey is that during World War II, it was actually struck by 4 kamikaze planes and a number of bombs, and then survived and continued again into operation all the way up through the Vietnam War. So it's going to be kind of neat to go inside the Laffey. As we enter the USS Laffey, we understand that this was struck by 6 kamikazes and a number of bombs. And it's just amazing this thing survived, and it did, and continued to operate until about 1973. Just to give you a difference in the size of this ship compared to the Yorktown, this is the kitchen here. It only supported about 300 people, 320 people, something like that, so it's much, much smaller. And we're walking down here into the dining area. One of the dining areas. I'm headed to the engine room, and you can actually see where people slept on the USS Laffey. Look at this. This is the engine room, generator, power.
You are now in the aft diesel generator space. Proceed to generator.
It's really loud in here. You can actually see the engines here. It's so loud. So there's 5-inch guns on the ship, and you can actually see how the armament was fed up into the top to be fired. And this is an example of those projectiles and the mechanism that was used to take it up to the 5-inch guns. Take you outside and show you what those things look like. They're huge. We talked to one of the volunteers. They said these guns would shoot up to 9 miles away. So here's an example of these 5-inch guns. They're huge. You can see Joan over there by them. Just see how big they are. And I just took you from the loading room down there. And again, these guns would shoot 5 miles away. You can see another set that's up there, up above it. All the anti-aircraft guns, they had 40 millimeter, 20 millimeter. They've all been removed. And there's somewhere on here, there's actually torpedo tubes where this was used all the way up into the 70s. You can see all the radar equipment that's up there. This was later converted over into torpedoes, and you can actually see the torpedo launchers here. There's some over there. And we're going to go into the combat center here through this doorway. See what we run into. Oh, we've heard of drones. And this one is a 1960 era drone. Look at this thing. And it had sonar equipment, and it could actually launch a torpedo. Twin rotors. How about that? Still on the Laffey, this is the command center here.
A 40-year standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union. It was a time of mistrust and espionage.
Captain's cabin. Oh my goodness, look how small.
And ultimatums.
Shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the
You
United
can easily give your attention to the lieutenant standing in front. We invite you to sit in the seats at the radar screens or find a comfortable place to stand. Your 6-minute Cold War CIC experience will begin right away, and your attention throughout this experience is appreciated.
Wow.
You will be instructed when it is time to exit.
This is the Combat Control Center here. I walked up on the signal bridge here. We're up at just about the very top, very top of the USS Laffey. So you can actually see it here. Radar controls that are up there. It's about as high up as you can go on this thing. And off in the distance is a submarine, and I'll be going in there next.